Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Campus Care Ed Talks. I am Nandini Upadhyay, your host for the show. Would like to welcome you all once again. So, let me tell you a bit about Ed Talks. So, Ed Talk is a platform where educators and leaders like you come on board and express their viewpoints on education and society. So, our topic for discussion is today promoting inclusive education for students with special needs. And to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us the very first panelist is Miss Asha Nair ma'am, who is the principal of Delhi Public School, Indore. Welcome, Asha ma'am.
Thank you.
Next, we have with us Miss Jayashree ma'am, who is the principal of NK Bagrodia Global School, Dwarka. Welcome, Jayashree ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much and namaskar to all.
And the third panelist is Rama Krishna sir, who is the principal and also a technical director of Noor High School, Hyderabad. Ramakrishna sir, welcome to you. Sir, you are on mute.
Hello, everyone. A great afternoon. Hope all of you doing well.
Thank you, sir. So, a
Yeah.
very warm welcome to all the educators. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time for this ED Talk. So, let's start off with our session for today. So, my very first question is for Asha ma'am. Asha ma'am, in what ways can schools and educational institutions adapt their teaching methods and curriculum to cater to the diverse learning needs of students with special needs within the inclusive classrooms? Over to Asha ma'am.
Thank you, Nandini, and good afternoon to one and all who are there with us today afternoon. Talking about inclusive education and inclusive curriculum, I would just like to catch everybody's attention that today's classroom, the needs of every child is different. The change, this transition is because with the change in the technology, with the change in the lifestyle of each one of us, there is a change in the requirement of every individual child. And when I talk about a normal child means where he is not physically disabled, he is not with a child with special need. That means he doesn't have any learning disabilities or a physiological disabilities. Such children also they have got a different requirement. So the basic thing is when I focus on a class, the class should be diverse. And in a diverse classroom, their requirement also differs. So we cannot put everything in a single pill and give it to the children. So we have to plan our planning or our curriculum in such a manner that every child gets what is he or she is being desiring when he is or she is there in your class. First and foremost, what I always suggest, or it's not an advice, it's my suggestion because that's what we practice here being Delhi Public School. We also have got few children who are the children with special needs and we don't turn them back. For us, it's always if you are there to provide education, you should include them. And as per government rulings also, uh, the child up to 30 to 35 percentage of disability can be accommodated with your regular school children, regular going children. In this, there are different aspects which you have to take. If the child is ADHD or the child is having different kinds of LD, so if they are coming to you at a young age, you can diversify their curriculum. The problem comes when the parents don't give them any education in the beginning. They are like any other child. They may have some other attributes which may not be like the general children. They may not be able to hold the pen, but they may be having a good grasping power. They may remember what they see for once. So in this way, you will have visual learners. So in this way, you can classify the learners. That they may be visual learners, there may be auditory learners, there may be tactile learners. So what happens in this way, every child has got different senses of his or her need where he or she can work on it. So there we have to catch hold of. I am working with four children who are ADHD. almost 3 are LDs who are appearing for board examinations also. We have trained them, and now the children have passed last year's board examination, and one is in class 11. No, 3 are in class 11, 2 are appearing for class 10th board exam this year also. So you have to be with them. We got a child coming from Mumbai. This is an anecdote which I would like to share. During COVID, the child came. He was in class 8 at that time, and parents were very apprehensive while coming to DPS whether his or her child will get admission here. Younger one is a normal child, very studious, very active child. So he was very interactive. And naturally, when you know the child is interactive, is having all prerequisite knowledge, and if you have a vacancy, you offer the seat. But with this child, they were literally apprehensive, and they came to my office with a full bundle of medical reports. And that medical report said he had some progressive brain disease, and because of which his optic nerves are also damaged. So visually he's partially impaired, so he should have thick glasses to see and very close, this big magnifying lenses he uses in the classroom. I told them, see, we are here with a mission. 1 or 2 I can keep it in regular classroom as well. So the parents were little ki kya ho paega, will it be possible? Yeah, please. And you won't believe, the child today has got only some issue with languages. Mathematics he is doing on his own with that magnifying lens, and he is my star footballer. He is there taking a main lead in my annual function. Just give them that confidence. Yes, it is possible. I had the other spectrum also. I had a child who had ADHD, severe ADHD, extreme, and the child was not able to sit in the classroom also. He used to harm other children. See, when we speak, we have to talk about both the extremes, where you can put some senses, and there are certain cases where it becomes very difficult in a normal school as well. So then what happened? You have to take the next step. That is individualized education plan. For every individual child, you should have an educational plan. At some places, it may not be possible, but because we are able to afford that, we have got a special educator, and that special educator sits with the child. And first and foremost is not what the writing, learning, and all where we focus. First and foremost, we focus only on the basic constructive behavioral issues where he could tone down. And first is how to interact with his or her peer. That's very important, because these children are usually isolated. They are not being taken by the group, so they want to catch the attention, because how this ADHD comes out, they want to grab the attention, that so they will involve in some or other nuisance type of activities where people will always say, that's a child who does any mistake, that's a child who does any mistake in that class. So what's it, they are not unhappy that they are being tagged, they're happy because their name is being said by everybody. See, so how it works. So instead of giving, so there we worked with another tactics. What we used is, here we started when the child does commit some errors or mistakes, we never used to take his or her name. We started using the name of the other child who is sitting next to him or her. So what happened? He felt little neglected. Then we started with positive. Positively we started giving him the, acha, you can do this here, you have got good energy, you can carry these books to the teachers. So what happened, he became more and more responsible, and slowly and steadily. But in one case we were not able to bring that change. Even mother used to come as volunteer and sit with us in the classroom, and ultimately she told him, ma'am, more energy you people are diverting to my own child, I think I'll send him to some special school. See, here you have to, that means the third step came, your communication. How you communicate with the parents, because you cannot tell any parent that this child is not fit for this school. The parent will not accept it. So few things we, as a educator, we should be aware. When we plan our curriculum, we should know your giving it or being taking into account to all the children who are there in your class. Few may be disabled, and few about diverse communities and ethnicities also come to your school. Right now, what NEP talks is you have to teach in bilingual, mother tongue has to be. But there will be a problem in cities like, for example, Indore. Indore is a cosmopolitan city. Indore has got Hindi as the language of communication, basically Hindi belt Malwa region. But we are cosmopolitan. We have people migrating from different places of our own country. They are not comfortable with Hindi. So there is no mother tongue part. Then what we have to emphasize is on English. You cannot put Hindi for everybody. They may not be comfortable, so they can opt for English. So when we have to communicate in English. In other thing is that with RTE also, we are taking the children, RTE children also. They are coming from a diverse background. Here again the problem comes here, parental help is not there and the children may be having LD, which is not being identified. And it goes unidentified because what we feel is, acha, they come from a poor background, underprivileged background, they are not able to adapt to the situation what is being given. But when you work closely with these children, you will come to know that there are specific requirements which the child is not able to fulfill. So I feel in a classroom, when we are planning, we work closely with these children. So I feel that we go with planning, we go with the type of learners they are, because and we have got special educators also, and then we make team team means if you have a special child, you should make others responsible. He is your friend or she is your friend, he or she should also come to the level how you are doing in your subject. Maybe marks may not be a matter for us, because when the child is not able to write, we take oral assessment in lower classes. We don't compel the child to take the assessment in written manner only. We take oral assessment. There are children who are not able to write but can type computer based. So we are going ahead with that also. We give them computer based assessment, they type and we get the answer sheet. So here the work is, these things we can do till class 9. But the problem comes when the child appears in board examination. I myself had asked CBSE chair, this regional officer, if the child is not able to do math in class 10th, can't you give away math? तो बोले कि no ma'am, math cannot be, because for that dyslexic child only. She was having dyscalculia. So I asked her, can we do away with math? But in our CBSE, it is given one language you can take away. So Hindi, I said, no, don't study Hindi. So English being the main language, and 3 core subject, it is your science, social, math. So math she is not able to do. Then I gave her IT because she was good in computers, and painting. She was a good painter. So I told ultimately CBSE assess for 5 subjects only. So painting will help her even if she will not do in mathematics. So this is how you have to give it. See, learning doesn't restrict with mathematics or science or Hindi or English. It's what they learn in their regular classroom when they come out of their home. It is by their environment what they get. It's by the teachers, how do they transact their lessons in the class, and it's the peer group around them, whether we are providing them a positive atmosphere or a negative. But if you have to strongly structure them to a proper way of this ADHD and all, in addition to special schools, we should have schools where there is intermingling of the children of regular schools with these schools for some period of time. Because there are cases, what I am talking is within 30 percentage of this special need or requirement. There are children who are really not able to walk, not able to talk. In that also you can give basic taking care of themselves. This could be their learning. This could be their learning. It's not necessary they should pass in, and then you can give her vocational training. They are very good with their hands. Their gross motor skills develop very fast in these children. So they're very good with their hands. They can do many vocational or like I will say skill-based training they can take for their livelihood. So in this way we can plan it. But for primary, when I'm talking, I'm focusing more on primary education. The 30% in a regular school as we can accommodate, but only thing is how we classify it and how we go about with it, which is very important. And that is what I say. If a child learns by seeing a movie, show him. The child learns by listening to somebody, give him that auditory device. If child learns by doing something, let him do it. Don't compel the child to hold the pencil at 3.5 years. You have to hold it in a specific manner. You have to write this page. No. Let him or her do at his or her own pace. That is very important. And that's what I vouch as an educator, and that's how we planned our curriculum here. And only thing is, if it could be blended with our regular learning for higher classes also, it will be beneficial. But with regular, within 30% as we can help them. Calculia hai, mathematics hai, okay beta, you don't go for algebra based chapter, you do these basic arithmetic related chapter. They are very good with geometry, so give them geometry related chapter, because figure assessment, that all they are very good. So such type of topics we select. We say beta aap itna hi karo, baki you have got other 5 subjects to support you. So this is how we plan and we go about in our school. And this is what I feel as an educator, because education is the basic right for every person, and we should be able to render it to the children whoever comes to us, and we should not shy away. At least try it out. For me, is at least try it out. Maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. If you do, he or she may be trained. And parents, when you give your hand, no, they are ready to accept it, and parents also support in this cases, because it's my experience in last 25, 26 years. So I feel KS children can do it, because learning disability, by continuous practice, we have seen children passing with high 90s also when they get their favorite subject in 11th and 12th. For example, a math, this calculator child, if he or she does humanities as a subject, they get in high 80s and 90s also. So this depends upon their way of working and how we tune them. So that's what is from my end. If anything, any questions or anything, if you would like to ask, it's all shared on the personal way how we plan in our school also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Asha ma'am, for sharing your experience. But ma'am, I'm a 90s kid and I've studied in a boarding school. I never had, peers in my back in school where they were like, special children. So I want to know from you. You just mentioned about special educator. So is it a thing for every school, or it's especially there in your school?
No, actually, it is a mandatory requirement nowadays by CBSE. It's a mandatory requirement, but without being a mandate, also we are having a special educator from long back, and we do have counselors also. So that what happened? It's very important nowadays. Emotional well-being is the most important thing than IQ.
Yes.
So
Right.
for that, it's way to get see. I'm a bio person, bio teacher. Brain structure is same for everybody. Size of the brain is same for everybody. It's how you utilize that. That's very important,
Important.
isn't it? So we say कि IQ तो हम develop करेंगे by practice, but the child should be emotionally strong,
Stable.
taking the required IQ based lessons.
Ma'am, thank you so much, Asha ma'am. And I really like the part when you talked about how bring their confidence by giving them small tasks so they don't feel that, they are not capable of doing some tasks.
Doing.
Right. So thank you once again, Asha ma'am, for the wonderful, wonderful
Pleasure.
words. And my next question is for Jayashree ma'am. Jayashree ma'am, what measures can be taken to celebrate the achievements and contribution of students with special needs within the wider school community, promoting a culture of acceptance and inclusivity? Over to Jayashree ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And first of all, I would like to thank Nandini for having me here on the panel, and a very sensitive topic. And I think this is the need of the hour, the topic which is chosen for today's panel discussion. And I fully agree with what Mrs. Asha Nair has just told about the inclusivity and how do we need to handle it. And every school has their own standards, have their own measures in handling these students and making their school inclusive. First of all, I would like to say that we all should accept the children the way they are, without any differences, without any categories. And they are all children, they are all of the same age. And it all depends on how you deal with them and how you accept them. And in the same manner, the class, the peer buddies will also accept them in the same way. Sometimes the children, when we have such children in the school or in the classroom who are autistic, who are disabled, sometimes the other children, they feel uncomfortable. So there our role plays a major role, the counselor's role, the special educators role, the parents role, where we guide our children to accept the students the way they are. You have to make them feel that they are one of y'all in the classroom. You should not treat them or give them any special treatment. Of course, there are certain cases where they go into that, what to say, they run around, they shout, and sometimes they clap hands. But in our school, we have made our peer buddies, peer mentors who look after these children in a very organized manner. I really appreciate our special educators' effort in handling such students and creating peer buddies and peer mentors in the classroom who really love to look after these children. And you won't believe, these children with disabilities also respect and listen to their peer buddies. This is something I feel very important, and I think this is necessary in almost all the classroom which you should have, where the child who's disabled should develop that confidence that yes, I am accepted. Yes, and of course, when I nothing gives me more pleasure than celebrating the achievements and contribution of every single member of my school, be it students, be it teachers, be it non-teaching staff, be it class 4 employees. We celebrate everybody's achievement. No matter who he or she is. And one thing I would like to ask: who are we to discriminate such people or not to accept them because they are part of our society? We cannot discriminate them, oh, he's special or he belongs to this category. So, discrimination. We never do that. We always accept the students the way they are. But one thing I would like to suggest here is, I would like that the parents also should develop that acceptance at a very early age, when the specialized group of teachers, special educators, the head of the school calls the parents and tells them the problem the child is facing. The parents are reluctant at first to accept the condition of their child. So here the gap widens. The minute the parent denies, does not allow his child to be looked after by the special educator, or when we give report, the parents deny that no, my child is normal, you're not supposed to send him. And slowly the gap widens, and the child shows some extra deformity, maybe in their behavior, maybe in their speech, maybe they're unable to comprehend what the teacher is teaching. And there lies the biggest challenge for all of us: acceptance. We at school are accepting. I want that even parents should accept what the school tells them. Of course, we ask them to go for the test and get the report from the specialized doctor or from the government registered medical practitioner, psychologist, and then we go ahead. And if the parents who accept this at the very beginning, you find a marvelous development in their child. I will give you an example of a student of my school who was autistic when he had joined the school. And very early, at a very early stage, we had told the parents that there is some thing. We didn't, of course, tell him directly there is something wrong, but we told the parent that he needs to undergo a test, and after that only we will let you know in what way he will be taught, because he was not doing well in his academics, and parents were worried. So once we told the parent was very enthusiastic. He went and he got the test done and he brought it to us, and he was surprised. Ki, ma'am, he is living with us and we were not able to identify, and you immediately identified this reason, and I'm thankful. And he was so cooperative. And you won't believe that same boy who was not doing well in academics would never sit in one place, would always like run around in the classroom. He today is a very well organized child, and he has reached class 8. And you won't believe he's now anchoring the special assemblies of our school. He is participating in some inter-school competition. He recites the Sanskrit shloka so beautifully. I don't think any other child of my school may be reciting it so well like this child. So this is what we appreciate. This is what we want, that the society should accept the way the children are and treat them like any other child. And you see, they will bring good results. They will really spread happiness all around. And that parent is so satisfied today. Every time, whenever he comes, he thanks all of us. He, thank you so much, ma'am, for guiding me so well. So this is the one side of the story. But the other side is they don't accept. Nay, my child is very good. There's no problem with him. And the gap widens. And it is only when the child reaches class ninth, the parent rises, oh, my child is not doing well in mathematics, my child is not doing well in science. And so they decide that now we need to intervene, and they go for a test. And then again, the disability ratio percentage, if it is 40% and above only, then the CBSE gives you exemption from studying mathematics and science. But the parents don't understand the agony the child faced right from class 1 to class 8 by studying mathematics and science and not performing well year after year. That also brings down the performance level, motivation of the child, because the child feels, I'm putting my 100%, but I'm unable to get the scores, or I'm unable to comprehend the question. So here I would like to say that our role are the as a role of an educator, role of the special educator, as an educationist, we all are bound to improve the society by accepting these students and appreciating what they do and in whatever manner they do. I will just give you one more example of today, when my group of CWSN children had participated in an inter-school competition, and they came back happily with their awards and medals, and they came running to me and they hugged me, ma'am, we have won certificates and medals. So this is again something which the child feels very happy, that yes, we can also win medals, we can also win certificates. And the children of the class, they started clapping for them when they entered the class, and they flashed their medals and certificates that yes, we have won. So this is how I think these are the small ways of showing our acceptance towards our these children, and you will get abundance of love and joy by accepting them, celebrating whatever they do, celebrating with them whatever they do. And one more child in our school who's has some learning disability is a very good dancer. These children, they develop these skills very faster than their academics. So the girl, she says, I have not taken any extra coaching from anywhere, but I have just seen the pictures or the videos, and she has learned dancing, and she does wonderfully classical dance, and she performs in our special assemblies just to receive accolades from the whole school. And the children, when they shout once more, she feels very glad and she blushes and comes down the stage. So I firmly believe that it is a question of understanding the fact that the students with special needs are already a part of the community, which comprises vivid and diverse humans. As trained teachers and educators, we are always told to treat every student equally without discrimination on the basis of any ground. And if we stick to these basic values and principles that are inculcated during the very beginning of our journey as gurus, then I can assure that everyone present here that this very question will not arise again. Still, to improve the correct situation, I would like to point out briefly a few measures that can be taken for helping our children to perform better, and we can teach them through experience, because sometimes I find these children are unable to understand and comprehend what the teacher is teaching in the class, so we can teach them through experience. And I do believe that the class is diverse. Every student, the teacher should have a different lesson plan. When I was in school, I remember when I was in school, my teacher used to come and teach, and that was the lesson, and all the 40 students were to listen to what the teacher said. But today, things have changed to greater extent that teacher is no longer an image of giving knowledge. Students get knowledge from so many places now. What is required for the student is emotional well-being, social well-being, intellectual well-being. All these things should be as a package, should be delivered to our students in the school, and you will find the school to be a wonderful place to live in for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jayashree ma'am, for sharing your experience as well. I really like the initiative that your school has taken about peer buddies and the peer mentor as well. And at the same time, you talked about the parents' acceptance. So rightly
Yes.
said, ma'am. They have to be very optimistic about it. So then only we can help the child be better. Otherwise,
Yes.
the situation becomes bad, and then the parent also kind of they feel they have that guilt for a very long.
Yes, and once they deny, the battle is lost. And once they accept, battle is won. I feel.
Exactly. Rightly.
Hmm.
Rightly said, ma'am. And ma'am, you also talked about, I really liked it, there should be different lesson plan for, such kids. Because,
Hmm.
it will be good for their development.
Yes. And even during the examination, we plan different worksheets for them. We plan different question paper for them so that they are able to solve it at ease. They are. We all know that they are suffering from some disability, and we will not make them do the question paper what is meant for other children. We design a special paper for them. The special educator ensures that they are writing under her supervision. And as Asha Nair ma'am has also said that it is mandatory now to have special educator, but we were already having counselors and special educators to help our children move ahead in every walk of their life.
Amazing initiative. So thank you once again, Jayashree ma'am. So my next
Thank you.
question is for Ramakrishna sir. Sir, sorry. What are the potential benefits of inclusive education for students with special needs in terms of their academic, social, and emotional development? Over to Ramakrishna sir.
Yeah. Firstly, I just thank all the panelists for giving me this opportunity to speak about the special needs that we have to take care of the students. And as of here, I just raised this query that it's all about the way we communicate with those people, and also it's about innate ability. So every student has got some kind of innate ability, but due to their special kind of disability they have got with them, it might be they might be hindering back in those things. So it's our responsibility to just look after those things and to identify those kind of students within the peer groups. And as both the ma'ams they have said that it's we have to celebrate all those things that they do in the class, and we have to encourage those kind of students so that they might be coming out of the situation what they think about themselves. It's a very good decision. And as I spoke about, it's all about the communication we do with them. Yes, it's really because when a teacher enters the class, the first thing the teacher notices is like how the students are responding first, and how the students are wishing them. So by the way the students are wishing to the teacher or the facilitator, the teacher can get to know, okay, what kind of mood is going on in the class. That's how. and really it will energize the kind of energy they have got with them. It's very important. And in case of the special needs of the students, I would like to mention a story of Dronacharya. We all know them. That's a very interesting part of Mahabharat. But here it's very important. Why? Because going out of the conventional part of learning here, we know all about this Dronacharya. So he has got some set of students or else a set of disciples with him, in which he will not blindly, he will not make them all to learn all the things at a time all together. It's all about he identifies. He just make them identify the strengths first. So he's focusing on their I know the strength. See, he will call. I'll just indicate just small story. I'll indicate in that in the part of it. So first of all, he calls Arjuna. So when he calls Arjuna, he just point out to the tree, and he just asks him, "Oh, what you can look at the tree? What exactly are you focusing on a tree?" So he says that I'm focusing on a branch. And again, Dronacharya asks, again, look at focus carefully and tell me what exactly you can look into. Now the Arjuna tells, see, I can see a bird on the tree. And again, he just asks him to refocus. So he sees finally, after getting the advancement in the focusing of his vision, he can see literally the eye of a bird. He can see that. And now Dronacharya asks, are you have you got the ability to shot the eye of the bird? Are you very sure of it? So Arjuna gives a wonderful reply on this event. He says that, Master, I need to target the eye, but I'm not sure about am I able to get the target or not. So as of in this story, they have got the ability within them and they have got such a curiosity to hit the targets. So here, as a trainer, as a facilitator, as a teacher, as a master, it's our responsibility to make them, get the confidence, to make them get the confidence and gain the confidence in achieving their set of targets. So here in this case, as of coming back to the conventional learning, we have got a set of subjects and we have got a set of examinations. We have got a set of curriculum records with us, which no matter they'll not help us to get into the society. But at the end of the day, they will end up with the certificates, and they'll just they don't know what to do with these certificates also. So here, coming back to the special needs of these things, I just would like to connect the topic with this. The special, the specially able student, they might not be good at writing, they might not be good at reading, but they might be good at certain set of arts. So it's our responsibility to identify those set of arts, and if we really identify the innate ability of the student towards those kind of arts, definitely we have done our responsibility, and it is justified for our the culture of masters. And one more thing in this one, I would like to include, as a man said that it's the responsibility of the peer groups with the students. Yes, of course, but up to what extent the peer groups are encouraging these students, that's also very important. Why? Because among those peer groups, some of the students are very good at doing mathematics. They can. Some of the students are very good at science, and this especially, the specially able child, she or he might not be good at this kind of mathematics, science, but she is very good. But he or she is very good at this kind of certain set of arts, like this designing is there. Like we have got one student in our school. I would like to share this kind of a short span. Uh, she always have got a very enthusiastic type of learning, but when she starts writing down those things, she always misses something that okay, she always gets messed up with those things. Why? Because I'll tell you this thing. Let's say that the teacher has written something on the board and she starts writing it, but by the time she's able to finish that, there is nothing on the board again. Why? Because we know about the math teachers that they'll be in a. I'm not poking at the math teachers, but they'll be in a hurry to complete the topics, the concept, the syllabus. So they might be in the set of span. But this especially able student, when he or she starts writing that, by the time he or she is halfway through that, it's erased off. So to it might be like a discouraging thing for them. They have got the enthusiasm to learn certain kind of things which they are not good at, and but finally they end up with such a kind of discouraging and such a kind of disappointment that I'm unable to do this such a kind of things. So to avoid these things, in my school, I have adopted a set of learning, that is from Monday to Friday, they'll be having the entire set of curriculum. That's all five subjects. And on Saturday, I'll be asking the students to come with no bag, no bags, no books, nothing. They have to come simply and sit in the classes. And at that time, we'll ask them to bring certain kind of things. For example, art and crafting is there. Designing things are there. So I have seen this set of students that who are not good at mathematics and science. These students rock the show on that day. Like they'll be feeling like, yeah, this is my day. Saturday is my day. So see, if we are, in this kind of strategy, if we apply this kind of strategy, and definitely we can make sure the school environment, the education sector is a very wonderful place for those kind of students. And almost, as I told you, as I indicated, that the innate ability is there. So this innate ability, it's our responsibility to identify. In my school, I have identified this student. She is very good at designing such things, but she is not good at science, mathematics. She will be always ranked last. But and then, I mean, um, she's always almost in a failed situation she'll be in. But on Saturday, I can see the glow on her face. All the week she'll be very gloomy all the week. But on Saturday, it's her day. She'll be celebrating the day, and she'll rock the day on that day. That's how. So see, certain kind of things we have to develop, and we have to make sure the ambience is friendly with them, and we have to make sure that they are not exactly feeling that they're having any kind of disability. And we have to make sure the environment among the students. See, some students are there, they'll be poking them at, okay, she's the one who is having such a kind of disability in our class. So 2 or 3 times I have got the complaints from the same student. Sir, they are telling something to me. I said, there is nothing with that. See, they are just showing your ability to do the arts. I just pointed out in an optimistic way. If I just start complaining the students, okay, they are saying in this way, it's not a good thing. If I'm saying in that way, then it doesn't mean that I'm encouraging that student. So, finally, I would like to say that it's our responsibility to identify the innate ability of the student.
Thank you so much, Ramakrishna sir. And thank you for sharing the beautiful story of Dronacharya. And also, I would like to invite the other educators if they want to add on to something what sir just said. Asha ma'am, Jaishi ma'am, anyone?
No, what sir has said is the right thing. See, what happens? There is no foolproof plan. There are only processes which you can adopt it, which at certain environmental conditions, few strategies work and few doesn't work. So we'll have to pick and choose, and depending upon the environmental condition and the society from where these children come, we'll have to devise a plan, because we are actually dealing with life, okay, and generation. We are the children. I always say they are also God's children. Okay, like we may have some attributes which may be average. I say they are one who are gifted. So they are very good at few things which we may not be good at. So we have to accept the diversity, and within this diversity, how to bring the beauty of the life and the beauty of being a child. We'll have to work. That's what I always feel, because we cannot put it in any brackets and say you have to do this, you have to do that. But as some broader strategies as per government laws are there, within that, what best we can provide to the children so that he or she could lead an independent life, that we will have to.
Thank you, Asha ma'am. Jaishi ma'am, would you like to add on something?
Totally agree with what Miss Asha said just now. The only thing is we see the children based on our experience and based on the strategies we have been adopting. We try to design or plan out the lessons for them, activities for them. Sometimes these children teach us out of experience something new on how to handle, and then we really appreciate that, oh, we never did it like this and it really worked out. Sometimes we also we have the shadow teachers in the classroom for these children. Sometimes the mothers volunteers to be the shadow teacher in the classroom for these children, and that really helps a lot in making the child feel comfortable in this class environment. And children, their performance like automatically enhances in every aspect. You will find that they are doing well. And it is not that all the time the parent is sitting in the class or the shadow teacher is with the student, but at least for 1 or 2 hours in the whole day, and that boosts his what to say, I should say, confidence. And again, the children are open with the special educators. They are open with the special educators. They listen to their peer buddies. Something which I recently saw, that the child was literally saying, Ki, Ashish, I told you, no, not to go out alone. Why did you go without telling me? Okay, sorry, he said, and he went inside. I mean, he was accepting what the peer buddy was telling him, because maybe the class teacher had told the peer buddy not to leave him alone, and he must have just wandered out. So these strategies keep on changing depending upon the reflexes of the children, the various environment the children are in, and the family background they come from. So these things, strategies keep on changing, and we also keep on experimenting which uh, strategies or what to say, something which really suits or benefits the children. We go on with that. So there's a lot of learning. I should say every day for me. I have been in this profession for the last 30 years, but I really feel that every day is a new learning. Every day is a new day for me, because I learn so many things. I face so many challenges. I learn how to accept the challenges and face them boldly.
Thank you so much, Jayashree ma'am. I think so because of you educators, I am learning a lot. I'm getting a lot of information what is, new in the education. So because how much I remember, there used to be a lot of, difficulties. It's so good to know that there are peers, who are there to guide them. And also mentors are also says. So it gives me immense pleasure when I listen to such things from you. So here we come with the end of the session. So once again, thank you to you all for imparting your knowledge and your experience. It was a very insightful session, I would say, and looking forward to such more sessions with you. So thank you once again, and I, Nandini Upadhyay, would like to sign off. Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much, Nandini.
Thank
Thank you
you.
Thank
so
Thank you
you.
much.
so much.
Thank you,
Have a good
ma'am.
day.
You
Have a
too,
good day.
ma'am.
Thank you
You
so
too.
much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Good day, Nandini.
Thank you, ma'am. You too. Have a good day.